guys, and welcome back once again. We finally made it. We're here. Made it from Goshen, Indiana to just outside of Boise, Idaho. Went through a blizzard in Wyoming, had to do a 34-hour reset, and shoot, I can't remember what state that was. Anyway, the Thunder Road Grill. We had to do a 34-hour reset there. Met some great people, had some great times. Spent one evening with a few other veterans, which was outstanding. So I woke up this morning about an hour from my drop, and my YouTube was blowing up. Couldn't figure out what was going on. I mean, I'm not complaining. I love seeing the new subscribers and all the comments and everything, interacting with all of you. It's outstanding. It's amazing. I love it. It's why I started this. I know I'm never going to be one of those channels that starts making, $15,000, $20,000 a month. I'm not trying to do this to make a bunch of money. I like sharing my experiences with you. I like interacting with you. I enjoy conversing with new people, learning new things. So, anyway, I couldn't figure it out. Well, one of the channels I subscribe to, I'm watching his video, and bam, there I am on the screen. So, thank you, Toe Piglet. Outstanding. Thank you for the plug. Wonderful. Also, it was mentioned earlier, but a lot of you came over from Dream Inspired. So thank you, Dream Inspired, for that plug. Also, it was great to meet you that evening. Actually, about 5 miles that way. Anyway, I laughed a lot when I saw the way that Toe Piglet plugged me. It was comical. Well done, sir. Well done. So yes, I do have a 450. I do have the platinum trim level. As I touched on in one of my earlier videos, the seats were a big thing for me. That's why I got the platinum trim, why I paid a lot more. I knew my limitations because of the injuries that I have. So wanting to get into this type of job, I knew, well, I didn't know. I was fairly certain that I would have to make a few changes and, well, sacrifice, change plans, whatever. You get what I'm trying to say. I needed something that would help alleviate the pain that I have so that I could sit in the seat for long periods of time and do this. I didn't want the platinum. I wanted one step down. The seats are a lot more comfortable. I couldn't find one. I also touched on the reasons for the F450, and if you are interested in why I chose the 450 over the 350, you'll have to go back to my other videos. I believe it was called Who, What, and Why. It was a two-part. My camera shut off mid-recording. So go ahead and go back, watch both of those videos. And as some of you have seen, drop comments. I will respond almost immediately or as soon as I can. I read every comment, and if you're not being a dick, I'll respond. Toe Piglet, you were close. You were not too far off on your price guess on this truck. However, most of that was because I was upside down on my trade-in. So here's what happened. I was told that I had 8 to 10 months before I would be processed out of the military for medical reasons. Didn't know what I was going to do with my life as far as employment, income. With the job that I had, it didn't transition into the civilian world. Not a huge demand for Abrams tanks in the civilian world. They don't really use those for much of anything. So I had to figure out what I was going to do. I watch a lot of YouTube. It's kind of before I started this job, it was my ritual to wake up in the morning, get a cup of coffee, sit down and peruse YouTube for an hour or so, drink my coffee, and that's how I would start my day. Well, because I had my Duramax, I watched a lot of truck videos, and I stumbled across this guy doing hot shotting, and I had no idea what hot shot was, so I start looking up hot shotting and watching a bunch of hot shot videos. And I went, well, I could do that. That seems like a cool job, travel the country. Pay seems pretty decent. okay, so we'll start looking into this. So I start watching all these videos, and I see Tow Piglet. And I'm like, wow, this guy's out here. Sounds like he's making good money. He's doing things. He seems happy, loves his job. Cool. But I wanted to do CDL, because if I was going to do it, I didn't want any limitations. I wanted to be able to haul anything that was out there. So I start doing YouTube searches for CDL, and I come across Dream Inspired. And those two people, Dream Inspired and Tow Piglet, out of all of the videos that I have watched, those two are the ones that made me decide to do this. Tow Piglet, because he was making, it looked like he was making some pretty dang good money without his CDL. So I went, okay, check, that works. Let's do that. Let's get rolling on this. And Dream Inspired, just because the way he went about doing it, he was so detailed and so thorough, and he documented everything in his videos, and I was able to see that it wasn't a terrible process. Ironically, which I'm about to get to, him and I had very similar starts. I'll let you go back and watch his videos if you haven't. If you happen to be one from Tow Piglet who doesn't know who Dream Inspired is, you should. Those two are outstanding gentlemen. Much respect for both of them. I had the money saved up to buy a trailer. I had the money saved up to buy all of my straps and chains and everything that I would need. And I had the money set up to start my insurance, start my authority. I was just going to open my own business and roll. I was about 2 weeks from doing that, from pulling the trigger, from making that leap and making all of that happen. And my Duramax died. At that point, I didn't know if I wanted to rebuild it or what I was going to do. And it was having a couple other issues. So by the time I went through all the suspension, refreshed all the steering, the transmission was starting to go because the guy I got it from had it tuned and it was real hot and the trans was kind of worn out, and now the motor needed a bunch of work. And I decided that it just wasn't worth it for me to take a 2007 Duramax and put all that money into it to put it on the road and do this kind of work. So I was looking around at getting a new truck, and always been against Ford, would never do it. And I was watching a couple other channels, Keep Trucking and Danger Industries, and they were both doing some pretty good things with their Fords. So I decided to go take a look at them, and I talked to the dealership for a few months, went in there regularly, built a good relationship with one of the salesmen, and he showed me the seats that have the fancy feature that works out really well for me. And so we decided I was going to get a 450, but I didn't want the Platinum. So they wound up bringing the price way down on the Platinum so that I was able to be out the door close to what Tow Piglet said. But I didn't finance all that because, remember, I still had all that money set up to start my business. So I was able to put close to half down on this truck. So the payments aren't terrible. I don't want to get into the details of exactly nickels and pennies of what I pay. It's not a terrible payment, but that's only because I was able to put so much down. Anyway, just wanted to give a shout out and a thank you to Tow Piglet and Dream Inspired, because I know most of my followers have come from you two. So thank you. Hopefully we can continue to grow bigger together. Yes, it's early. Let's talk. And we'll continue to do great things. I will, as always, keep you updated on every move I'm making, how it's going, what I'm doing, what goes wrong. Also, we just crossed 36,000 miles on this truck. That's not bad, considering I bought it and almost immediately started doing this job, which was in August. We will do an update at 53,400 miles. I'll give a little review of the truck. I know that's not like a huge amount of miles. Like, is the truck worth it? Is it going to hold up? It's more of my opinion on the truck, how it's performing, not is it going to hold up. I mean, if any diesel doesn't make it 50,000, you have much bigger problems. But it's what I think of the truck. Was it worth what I paid? Do I regret this? Do I wish I had gone a different route, a different truck, a different brand, a different whatever? So, we got less than 20,000 miles until that review. I'll keep pushing along. I'll get you guys up there, and I will bring you along. For those of you out on the road, as always, fair winds and following seas. Take care, and I will catch you later.